Welcome. Let's step into the abundance triad. Navel consciousness, abundance triad. The abundance triad is made up of three primary energies: ecstasy, abundance, and health. Ecstasy is beyond the limited availability of happiness, bliss. Abundance is beyond the limited availability of money and wealth. And health is beyond the limited perception of health being without disease, body being without disease. To be able to consciously step into the abundance triad, you will have to become acutely aware of the deprivation triad. In this reality, if there is the abundance triad, which we are trying to tune into, there is also the abundance, there is also the deprivation triad, the opposite of the abundance triad. So the talks that I give here, the Facebook lives that I give here, are to create your and my awareness about where we are invested in the deprivation triad. And where this investment in the deprivation triad is making us crazy, it's making us confused, it's making us go in loops, go insane, tune into the insanity of this paradigm, the unnecessary chaos, the unnecessary confusion, the unnecessary hatred. And as we become aware of this, we start to dislodge our investment of this. We can then go into the navel consciousness healing work, different levels of the healing work, to actually know and learn how to activate the abundance triad, how to activate the ecstasy, abundance, health every day. So, in order to create awareness, today I'm going to touch upon a very important topic, the mother. The mother in the Eastern traditional is revered, respected, honored, admired, almost to the abnormal levels. And in the Western psychology, long ago, the mother became the villain. So everything that's wrong with a person today has its root in the mother. A lot of it is right, but I would like to point out to the imbalance in both systems. In one system, there is absolute reverence where you get defensive about the mother and where you cannot hear anything about the mother, where you are putting the mother on a pedestal and not seeing the humanness of the mother. And in the other system, you again put the person way below the pedestal. You drag the person down from the pedestal, but you drag the person down even into the dungeons of hatred, of blame, of mind games. So in both cases, there is no equanimity, there is no balance, there is no life, there is no joy, there is no celebration of the humanness and the divinity that a mother is. But what does it have to do with you and me? Well, in the context of navel consciousness, it is an important subject. In the context of human psychology and human consciousness, mother is an important subject. It's not just important to navel consciousness. But because I speak about navel consciousness, I am going to refer to that. So a mother is important. Now, what does a mother do to you? A mother, your mother, helps you create what is called the primal mother weave. Weave as in how a fabric is woven. Primal is the ancient mother weave, the primal mother weave. And this primal mother weave is the blueprint of your life. And your mother has given birth to it. You, along with your mother, have given birth to it. And especially when we are born in the Kali Yuga or somewhere around the Kali Yuga, at the end of the Kali Yuga, this has an important implication for all of us. Before the Kali Yuga, the information, the wisdom about navel is available. So the circuit is complete. You know about the navel, you know about the heart, you know about the mind, you know about every other system. The circuit is complete. You have a direct connection with the source. You have a direct connection with the universal wisdom. And so it comes to you, and it only gets confirmed by your parents or other people. But you have a direct connection with the universal wisdom. You are the universal wisdom manifested. And hence you see these super beings that we talk about from ancient civilization. But in the Kali Yuga, when the navel wisdom is withdrawn on purpose to form the dark age, what happens is that the circuit is short-circuited. With this information not being available, the implication of mother on us, the one who's born to the mother, is deeply damaging, darkening, and heavy and burdensome both for mother, child, society, and the world at large. For us to be able to become free beings, we will have to understand the primal mother weave, disengage from it, and educate ourselves to be able to conceive, give birth, and raise kids with the information of navel included, so that we can create fulfilled generations, we can create fulfilled, complete human beings, whole human beings with their circuits intact, so that they get ready towards going to the golden age. How the primal mother weave affects us is something I'm going to describe through the story of Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu in Mahabharata. This is a wonderful story, and most of the times mythology, I sense, I take it, that most of the times mythology is just taken at its face value, and the essence, the truth, or the symbolism of that story is usually lost. The depth of that story, the profound meaning of that story is lost. So here, when we talk about Abhimanyu, according to me, when we talk about Krishna and Abhimanyu's mother and Abhimanyu being in the womb, I will soon come to it, we are not just talking about a war strategy, we are talking about consciousness and time cycles. So the story goes that Abhimanyu was in the womb and Krishna was describing one of the war strategy. And this strategy is a very difficult strategy, which is called Chakravyuha. That means you enter the circle, the tightly laid puzzle by the enemies. You break into it, you go to the center, and you know how to break out of it. You have to come out of it. So if it was just a war strategy, it would be very, very foolish to go into this core of the circle and just come out of it for no reason. If you apply it to consciousness, the evolution of human consciousness and time cycles, it makes more sense. So Abhimanyu was in the womb and Krishna was describing this strategy. He had finished talking about how to get into the Chakravyuha, into the core of the Chakravyuha. But his mother, Abhimanyu's mother, fell asleep when Krishna was describing how to come out of it. So as she fell asleep, Abhimanyu could not hear how to come out of it. When Abhimanyu grew up, he went to war in Mahabharata. He knew how to enter the Chakravyuha, but he didn't know how to come out, and so obviously he lost his life. What is the significance of this to your and my life today? During Kali Yuga, the wisdom of the navel is withdrawn, which is equivalent to the mother falling asleep. The mother fell asleep. The universe was giving the strategies of going in and going out. The universe is benevolent. The universe doesn't withdraw any kind of information. There is a veil in us which happens because of our evolution, cosmic evolution, timely evolution. So it's not that the universe is not benevolent, that the universal intelligence is not benevolent, that it is mean to us. It is actually available to us at all times. And so the information was available to us, but because of the time cycle, the navel information is darkened, we don't have it. So the mother fell asleep. So we who were born in the Kali Yuga knew how to enter the causal reality, the Chakravyuha. And Chakravyuha is a labyrinth of war, chaos, insanity which challenges you. It's a clever labyrinth. And you cannot get out of it. That's the whole point. So our causal reality here, this reality here, look at the chaos. Look at the insanity of it. Look at the confusion, the hatred, the war, the violence. Paradoxically coexisting with extreme love, unconditional love, enlightenment, health, abundance. So the mother fell asleep. That means this information about the navel was taken away, was veiled. And so we were born in the Kali Yuga, in the causal reality of insanity. We entered into it. We went to its core. That's why we are at the peak of chaos right now. We just don't know how to come out of it. Now, in the story, obviously, Abhimanyu dies. And it's a sad story. But in the cosmic sense, we are not in a sad story. Well, you and I will die way before the Satyuga comes in. Way before Satyuga comes in. So we will not see that unconditional peace, that unconditional abundance that I can see in Satyuga, or seers have seen in Satyuga. But we are not hopeless, because we are the activators of the abundance triad. You and I, we are the partners. This information may have come through me, but it cannot be limited to me. We all are partners in activating the abundance triad. The more of us activate the abundance triad, the more of us activate it every day, the more this reality is going to tear open the chaos of Kali Yuga. That means the more of us activate the abundance triad every day after learning it and doing it in every situation, the more of us are going to tear open the Chakravyuha. The Chakravyuha swallowing Abhimanyu represents us being swallowed by this causal reality. Now, mother is just a representation. So imagine that my mother, my mother's mother, her mother, we all were born in this causal reality of incompletion, without the navel information, without the circuit complete. And so we all have been born deprived. We came here and we got deprived. And as we got deprived, do you think one deprived being can show another deprived being a fulfilled way of life? This is what we are expecting from our mothers and their mothers, all the way to the first mother. We all are deprived beings in this reality, unfulfilled beings. How can one caught up, imprisoned being set another one free? So our expectations are pedestal-like expectations, are unrealistic expectations and claims on our burdened mothers. Create the Chakravyuha of this reality and deepen it to the point where we all get sabotaged and we all die in it, suffocated. The mother, the child, the society. Mother is equally imprisoned. Child is equally imprisoned. Now, in this imprisonment, where the mother and the child both are imprisoned, but child being the new entity which has just entered and cognitively does not know where to go. The soul knows where to go. The soul has an agenda. The quantum being knows everything, but the quantum being needs the form. The form is this causal being, the body and everything else. Now, this causal being needs guidance. So imagine if you're crossing the road, you're a tiny kid, you're crossing the road, you see a lot of traffic, you are going to stand there at the side of the road, you're going to look up at your mother, of course at your other parent as well, but I'm talking in reference to your mother right now. You're going to look at your mother, and feared by this chaos, you will hold her hand, follow her exactly the way she crosses the road. Now, if she is someone who does not cross the road safely, does not know how to cross the road, but only pretends to you that she knows, then you both are in trouble. And this is the case with all of us. We all are in trouble. Our burdened mothers are already burdened. When we become mothers, we are already burdened. This is when we look up to the mother because we don't know what to do, and we weave our story, keeping mother as the reference. Now, those of you who hate your mother, you never want to be like your mother, wait a minute. The mother is the reference point. And in this reference point, which is right here in the middle, you either rebel completely against the mother or you admire her completely. In both cases, your central point, your epicenter is the mother and her personality and her energetic being. If you are not at these extremes, you will be somewhere in between. Somewhere in between the rebellion and the admiration. So the mother is the epicenter. You have woven your life with that in the reference. Whether you have rebelled against her or admired her, or you are anywhere in between, your reference to your story and your life here in this Kali Yuga, at the end of it, is this limited being called mother. Don't get offended. If you love your mother and admire your mother a lot, don't get offended by my words. Listen to them. Because I admire, respect, love my mother like anything. So it takes courage for somebody like me to say this, to see this and say this. So your reference, my reference, is this limited being which is equally burdened called mother. My reference is not the universal intelligence, the universal mother, the Shakti. My reference is this person. However great this person is, because the mother in this reality is an example of one of the greatest beings. No matter how bad a mother, she definitely takes care of a child. Even if she beats up the child, she feeds the child. I'm not justifying any abusive mother here. That should be put to a stop. But a mother is mostly a great personality, sacrificing personality, healer, provider, nurturer. It's incomparable in this reality. And yet, this being is a limited being, is a burdened being, a suffocated being. And this being, this burdened, suffocated being, is our reference for our life. That's where we weave the primal mother weave. This primal mother weave, woven at the beginning of our incarnation, continues to be woven till the end, till you awaken to the point where you consciously tear open the primal mother weave. Connect to the universal mother, the universal force. Allow that to be your reference point. Allow your quantum being to be your reference point, and not just heal yourself, free yourself, but actually assist your mother in getting healed and freeing her. Consciously, cognitively, here you may not be able to do much for her causal reality. It depends on her willingness if she wants to be. But at the soul level, at the quantum level, you are freeing her, because she will not be reborn in that loop because you broke it. Sorry, I'm getting technical again. To break, to tear open the primal mother weave. Come and join me. It is one of the greatest work that we do for ourselves, for our beings, and for our mothers. Not just your and my mother, but mothers throughout this reality since time immemorial. All the navel consciousness levels from beginner to advanced help you tear open that primal mother weave which has kept you locked and this entire humanity locked and this entire existence locked. The Navel Awakening Initiation by Mother Rabia, done only by Mother Rabia, is one of the greatest tools of breaking open the primal mother weave. If you are not able to take the initiation, come and work with me in my workshops, sessions, navel consciousness, any kind of workshop that I offer, especially the ones that are focused on the primal mother weave and free, not just yourself, but all of us. I hope you have liked it. Yes, I would like to do that for my mother too. Fantastic. Yes, Anuradha, I agree with that. I would like to do it. We are brave souls, isn't it, to have chosen to be born in this reality. Absolutely, Anuradha. I totally agree with that. First time hearing this side of the story. Makes sense. Yes, I sort of have a speciality of receiving the other side of the story, the first time hearing side of the story. And so when I receive it, when I download it, I feel it myself like, oh, this is interesting. And then I love to share it. So thank you very much yet again for listening to me, for tuning in, for sending me fantastic messages, for connecting with me from your heart. As I said in my previous videos, I do not get clients. I do not recruit clients. I have spiritual love affairs with you and your soul. For those of you who do not understand this statement properly, please understand there is nothing sexual or nothing bodily indicated here. This is a spiritual talk I am doing. So thank you very much for connecting with me. I'll see you next week with a totally new topic, and let's see where that takes us. Don't forget that I will be in Mumbai and Delhi soon, conducting the level 1 of navel consciousness, teaching you how to activate the abundance triad and a lot more about the navel. Your mind will be blown away, this is my guarantee, about the human navel, what it does, what it has to do with you, and how do you activate your abundance triad. See you there. That which is ecstatic is abundant. That which is abundant is always healthy. Sending you a big wave of ecstasy, abundance, health.